So some of the things that I've heard from people about why they have not tried DTF transfers is a lack of creative resources or a lack of designs, not sure how to create designs or what the requirements are to upload a design. So stick around, we'll be back to talk about that in just a minute. Okay, so one of the things that I think a lot of people have a mental block on, I guess if you will, is what are the requirements for designs? The requirements are really no different from things you've been doing for years probably. That is looking for good quality designs, high resolution artwork, SVG files that are created properly and good quality and everything. And so we're going to talk about a few different resources that you can use. You really just need to get past the fact that it's something different because the only thing different is how you're getting the final product. So you're going to look for the same types of designs and same types of images and all of that you've always looked for things like vinyl cutting, sublimation to a degree because you have to watch about transparent areas. I've got some other videos about that. And the design programs. And I've got another video in this playlist actually that says design programs for DTF transfers. So make sure you watch that. But I'm going to show you in this video a few good, easy, quick resources that you can use that are free to get designs and how to order transfers. And there's a number of ways to do this. So the first resource we're going to talk about is the gallery we have in our gang sheet builder. So if you go out to create custom gang sheets, and I think some people are just intimidated by the fact they don't know what a gang sheet is. And a gang sheet is just a big sheet of transfers. You can mix and match different images, use up as much surface area of it as you can and cut them apart and all of that. So don't let terminology of something like that scare you or keep you from doing it. It's basically just a big sheet. So imagine if you were in Cricut Design Space or Silhouette Studio or whatever, and you laid out one big design with a bunch of different shapes on it, and you're going to cut them out. It's the same concept, okay? So you're just going to, it's just a terminology that's been around for years for screen printing, transfers, and things like that. So don't let that bother you. So in our gallery, we have, I think we're getting close to 1,000 designs out there right now. We're prioritizing by season and events and things, or trying to anyway. Sometimes I come across something that I think would be a good category and good designs that my ADHD takes over, and I put Valentine's Day designs out there before Halloween or something. But we've got somewhere around, I think around 800, 900 designs, and just continually adding more almost every day. So we're almost up to 1,000 designs. So when you go into the gang sheet builder, on the left top corner, there's a button for the gallery, and you can browse the gallery by category, and you can also search for keywords. And if you're wanting Halloween designs, just go down to the holidays and Halloween category and browse the designs and insert them and size them, orient them, rotate them, fit them on however you want. It doesn't matter how they're positioned or where they're positioned, as long as they're all on the canvas and not overlapping or anything, and it'll give you warnings if you have any of that stuff going on. But just browse through there, pick whatever you want. For the getting started, if you haven't tried it, what I would encourage is picking one design that is kind of more of a solid transfer, solid image like this, and one that's kind of broken up into different little elements or words and letters and things, so you can see the difference in what that means on the garment of the weight of the transfer and everything. But the gallery is a good resource where you're going to find good quality designs. The artwork's already been vetted by us. We even review it before we even print it, even though it's our artwork from our gallery, to make sure we didn't make any mistakes or anything. So that's a good resource and really quick and easy to insert. You don't have to hunt for anything and download it and then re-upload it and all that. Now, if you want to go to that, then there's a couple other resources that you can use. So websites like designbundles.net and creativefabrica.com, they have free design sections, and you will find some different designs out there. Now, in the description of this video, I'm going to put several links to design bundles in their free section, and we'll talk about a few of those in this video, and I'll show you examples here. But the Creative Fabrica and Design Bundles both have free areas where you can go find SVG files and even bundles and things. Right now, there's some bundles out there for like fall and Halloween and stuff that I'll show you here in just a minute that would be great resources to go to and try and use to get what you're wanting for your trial or for your introduction program, I guess. And then Creative Fabrica is the same way. There's probably other sites out there that you may already use to get designs. I would probably stay away from some of the ones that don't seem real reputable. There's some advertisements on Facebook for packages that have 100,000 t-shirt designs in them and things like that. Sometimes you can pick up a few designs in there, but a lot of those packages are more expensive. You might pay like $29.99 for 100,000 designs, it says. Then when you get it, you download it and unzip it, you find out that they're either poor quality artwork, they're rip-offs of other designs, where the people have just literally, I bought one several years ago just to see what it was like, and when I unzipped it, they had basically downloaded all the free bundles from all the other websites and zipped them up and put them in a package. So just be careful of those. And some of them are designed by people in foreign countries that don't really understand the English language, so you'll see a lot of misspellings and incorrect grammar and the same kind of theme designs across one topic to the other and things. So just be careful of those kind of things. Stick with the more well-known websites like Design Bundles and Creative Fabrica, probably the Hungry JPEG, and then some others that are out there. And just be careful and get your designs from reputable sites like that. But a lot of them have those free sections. Great free designs out there that you can download. I know Design Bundles, these are even good for commercial licensing, even the free ones. So utilize those resources as best you can. And then the other resource that a lot of people don't think about is Cricut Design Space. You can take any of the designs that you find in there. You can go after you insert them into your canvas, change them to print and cut, and then there's a video on this on how to do this. Although it's even simpler now, just change it to a print and cut. Instead of printing it on your printer, choose print to PDF and save it as a PDF file. And then you can upload that PDF file directly into our game sheet builder. Now it will have the little registration marks on the corners. You don't have to delete those anymore. Just upload the PDF directly, size it the way you want it. The one thing I would caution is watching the size of it versus the measurements that it shows, because sometimes there's a space between those registration marks and the edges of the image. So you might tell it you want it 10 inches, but there's a gap there, so it might come out smaller than that. So visually you can use the ruler and estimate how big your actual printed or image is going to be. And then when you get to your transfer, you just cut those registration marks off, cut around them with scissors. It's not a big deal. But you do want to cut those out because they will transfer to the shirt if you don't remove them. But it's a lot easier. And, a lot of people, Cricut Design Space is really easy for them to design in. They can find whatever they want. Even if they want to create their own design, they tend to know how to do that more in Cricut Design Space than other programs. So use that knowledge that you have from using Cricut Design Space for the last 8 or 10 years or whatever it is that you've used it, and use it to get used to doing this, and then graduate into some other design programs and learn Photoshop or whatever if you want. It's very easy to do. So those are some very good resources. The gallery, reputable design websites like Design Bundles and Creative Fabrica, and then Cricut Design Space. Those are 3 great resources on where to find and create your designs that are really super easy to do and really easy to upload into our custom game sheet builder. Now, we're going to switch over to the computer. I'm going to show you a few things. Again, I'm going to put some links down in the video description below to each of these, to Design Bundles and Creative Fabrica, to give you links of designs that I've looked at that are out there. They may change by the time that you viewed this video. So those sites may remove some of those free designs and put them other ones in their place or whatever. One of the links is the free design of the week for Design Bundles. This week, I think it has some dog designs on it. Next week, it's going to be something different. But take a look at those. Really easy, quick to just click those, download them, upload them into the game sheet builder, and order your transfer. So let's switch over the computer and we'll take a look at a few of these. The first resource I mentioned is our Gang Sheet Builder gallery. So when you go to our site and you go to the Gang Sheet Builder, you'll click on Start, you'll click on Start a Brand New Gang Sheet, and then up here at the top left, you'll see the From Gallery button. And as I mentioned, we have close to 1,000 designs in here. We're adding to that constantly. And so you can browse by gallery. You can also type in a keyword and search. So if I want to go to Halloween designs, I go down to this holiday seasons and then go to Halloween, and then you can page through and find your design, and when you click on it, it will insert it over here on the left. And this is kind of a cue for the images you're working with, and when you click on it, it will insert it onto the Gang Sheet Builder, and then you can size it appropriately and rotate it and fit everything on here as much as you want. As I mentioned, if you are off the edge or if you have overlapping images, it will give you a warning up here at the top. And then also, as I mentioned, fill up as much space as you can. Put little tiny objects into the blank areas and things. Don't leave empty gaps. If you need little small logos, for example, if you wanted to order 2 of these and you put 2 of them on there, well, you have some empty space down here at the bottom. So if you want to do, maybe you have a customer that needs logos for a chest or for a hat or something. So fill up the space and use it as much as you can. Rotate things around, fit them in, and it won't really matter if they're overlapping, if there's just transparent areas. It'll give you that warning. But for example, if I inserted more than one of these, and if I had it, let's adjust the size real small here, and let's say it's just overlapping that way, this will not hurt anything. The only time you have to worry about it overlapping is if it's actually the image over the image. It will give you the warning, but if it's just in a transparent area like that, you can totally ignore the warning. Just be careful if it's overlapping any of the hard design areas. So that's your first resource, is our design gallery. Really easy and simple to use. The next resource you want to take a look at is designbundles.net, and there are, as I mentioned, several links at the bottom of designs that are out there in the free category now. They may change by the time you watch this video, but the free section is still there. So over here under free designs, you can go to free SVG files. Typically this is the one you want to use. If you are familiar enough with the design and know how to look at your images, then sublimation designs can work. You just have to watch for those ones that have transparency in them and, faded edges, things like that. But the easiest thing to do is to go to the free SVG files and then look for something like a t-shirt bundle like this one. And this is one that we have a link down below. And so when you download it, and after it's unzipped, you will see usually that you have many different file formats, such as SVGs, EPS, PNG files. In most of these, the PNG file is easy to use, and most of them, the SVG file will be fine to use. If you try to upload the SVG file, and if our Gang Sheet Builder gives you an error, then just revert back to the PNG file and upload that, and then browse to that folder where you have your files, and upload them and insert them just like you did from the gallery. And then the same thing applies, just adjust the size, rotate, and place them however you want. And then when you're finished, simply add the cart and place your order. On Creative Fabrica, if you go to their site, creativefabrica.com, over here to the right is the freebies, and you can go down to the free SVG files and find designs that are free here as well. And you should have pretty much the same experience. Just download it, unzip it if necessary, and then upload it to the Gang Sheet Builder and size and position it as you see fit. And in Cricut Design Space, it's pretty easy to find. So if you go to Projects, you can come up here to Cricut Access, type in whatever you're searching for. And when you find a shirt design that you would like, you can simply insert it and proceed as normal. For example, if we wanted to put this on a shirt, we can click on that design, click on Customize, and you'll notice that these are all separate. So you're going to want to highlight everything and then flatten it. and that will change it to a print and cut, and then you can adjust your size as appropriate. So if we want that, say 10 inches wide, when we click make it, I'm not going to bother to save this. You can if you want, but one of the things you want to do is on your material size, set it as high as possible up to the A3 size, if necessary. I mean, if your design is smaller, then that's fine. But typically what happens is if you make it as large as possible, if you have to shrink it down, it will just improve the quality in our gang sheet builder. So once you have that and then you click continue, we're going to select send it to printer, but over here I'm going to print it to a PDF file, and we'll give it a name. And then in our gang sheet builder, we will click upload. We will upload our PDF file and insert it. And as I mentioned, you will see the registration marks on each side of it. And just be careful of your sizing based on the actual image, and use the visual ruler instead of going by what measurements it shows you here, because as you see, there is a little gap on the edge and it won't be exactly the size that you see here, but pretty easy to visually adjust that as you need. And then when you get your transfer, you will just use scissors to cut away these registration marks. Not a big deal at all, and really easy to use. Now, one tip I have for you is that if you have a print and cut design that has white in it, so if it's entirely white objects or white letters on the print and cut screen, you will not see them in the preview, but they will show up here when you upload them. So there are 3 really good, easy to use resources to find designs and put them in and get moving with your DTF transfers, especially if you're in the getting started program and you're struggling to find good designs that you want, or something that is good enough that you would want to use to try this. So hopefully that's been helpful to you. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below the video. And again, there are several links in the video description of design bundles and SVG files that you can use for this resource.